Hello, love. It's Kat here from Self-Unity. Welcome to your October 2025 Pick a Card reading. I am so grateful and honored to be here with you today, love. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining me. Now, if this is your first time tuning into a Pick a Card style reading, how this works is that in just a moment, I will be shuffling this deck here and drawing 3 individual cards, which will represent 3 different readings or piles for you to choose from. And then once you choose which card or pile is most calling out to you, which one is speaking to your intuition, then I will have the timestamps for the beginning of each reading listed in the description box down below or in the chapters of this video. And you can click on your timestamp or chapter and be portaled directly to the beginning of your reading, where you can receive the insight and the messages of guidance that we will be receiving today to help you with all that you will be experiencing throughout the month of October. Okay, love? But before we get started pulling our pile choices today, I do want to discuss a little bit about the astrology transits that we will be working through throughout the month of October. If you want to skip over the astrology update part, I will have a timestamp or a chapter for you to go to when we first start picking the piles out, and then you can choose your pile and then the timestamp for when your reading begins. Okay, loves? Well, let's go ahead and discuss the astrology transits we will be working throughout this month. Okay, so our first one is happening on October 6th. And this is going to be when we have the full moon in Aries. And I love that this full moon is in the sign of Aries, because Aries is the first sign on the zodiac wheel. And this full moon is helping us to integrate all the lessons and experiences that we released, transformed, and worked through during eclipse season. So during those last 2 moon cycles that we are now shifting out of. And so this full moon is going to deeply be highlighting this energy of newness. Okay, new energy coming in, new connections, new invitations, new opportunities, new ways of thinking, new practices, new hobbies. New. Okay, it's going to be a big transformative shift for us as individuals and as a collective. Okay, there's going to be a lot of new energy available to you on an individual level and in a community level as well. Okay, on that same day, October 6th, we also have Mercury entering into Scorpio. Okay, and then on October 13th, we have Venus entering into Libra. So this is going to be highlighting love and relationships, connections. It doesn't have to necessarily just be highlighting relationships in a romantic sense, okay? But Venus is the planet of love, and then Libra is a sign that definitely highlights this energy of balance, relationship, and connection. So it can pinpoint romantic relationships, but it's also going to be highlighting other relationships as well. So during this transit, you may just be reflecting on the different connections in your life and how you can bring a renewed sense of balance or connection, communication to those relationships and connections, okay? But on that same day, October 13th, we have a big transit happening with Pluto going direct. Now, this is a big transit because Pluto has been going retrograde for quite some time. And when Pluto goes retrograde, this is a moment where all these shadows, all the things that were hidden beneath the surface are being rooted up. They're coming to the surface. They're coming into our conscious awareness so that we become aware of what we are hiding from ourselves. And a big thing with this Pluto retrograde and it now shifting into direct is that the US has been going through their Pluto return. And so with Pluto going direct now on both an individual and a national and a global level, there are going to be a lot of shifts for the better. Okay, we have been witnessing and experiencing revelations and realizations around the shadow aspects of self and as a collective on a national and global level. And so now with Pluto going direct, we are going to be able to move into this energy of being able to actually do something about it, being able to seed the light back into these spaces, being able to return to this energy of love, to the spaces where things have felt a little off, where they have felt down, where they have felt into this energy of negativeness or this energy of hopelessness. Okay, we're going to be able to transform and reground these spaces, connections, experiences, thought patterns, ways of being back into the energy of light and love. So this is going to be a very important transformative shift, and let me know if you want me to dive a little bit deeper into that, because that is a huge shift that we're going to be feeling the effects of and working through over the next couple weeks to months, and I'm really excited to see how it plays out. So let me know if you'd like me to go a little deeper into that. I can make a separate video on that, because this is just a quick touching base on the astrology transits we're experiencing in October. Okay, loves. So the next transit that we will be experiencing is going to take place on October 21st, and this is going to be the new moon in Scorpio. Okay, so new moons are times where we get to start a new cycle once again. We get to plant new seeds of intention for what we want to experience or call in over the next 28 days. And with this being in the sign of Scorpio, right before the next day when we enter Scorpio season, this is a time to get really connected with your inner truths and bring healing, bring awareness to any emotions that you're keeping held within, any thoughts that you're keeping held within that you may need to express and give voice to, okay? And then on the next day, as I said, October 22nd, we have the sun entering into the sign of Scorpio, so Scorpio season will begin. And on that same day, we also have Neptune entering into the sign of Pisces. Okay, and then the following week, the last week of October, we just have Mercury shifting signs once again. Mercury shifts signs every couple weeks. Mercury will be shifting into the sign of Sagittarius. So a little towards the end of the month, you may be reflecting on where you need to deepen your sense of organization. Maybe there's some things in your life that you're needing to restructure. There may be some calls to develop your skill set, maybe take some classes, maybe learn something new, maybe you'll be buying some new books to deepen your education in something specific, or you may be finding that there's a new area of study or topic that you're wanting to learn more about, okay? And then I do just want to share, of course, on October 31st, we have Samhain or Halloween, and also this is the time when we celebrate the Day of the Dead ceremony, and so this is a beautiful, powerful time when the veils are thin and we can connect with our ancestors, our loved ones, and ourself, our own intuition, and deepen in to what our intuition is trying to teach us, what it's trying to share with us during this time of darkness, of solitude. Okay, so this month is a powerful month of really reflecting within and recognizing where you can harness the energy of love within and reflect it back out into the world. Okay, that's what a lot of these transits are going to be teaching us and guiding us through during this next month. Okay, loves. So thank you for tuning in and listening to the astrology transit updates. Again, let me know if you want me to talk a little bit more about that Pluto direct, because I feel that is going to be a very transformative energy shift that we are working through. And of course, if you would like a little bit more on the astrology transits, I do share in the weekly readings updates about what we will be experiencing week to week. So we go a little bit deeper on what those astrology transits actually bring up for us in that week to week update. Okay, so make sure you're subscribed to my channel, Self Unity, if you want to receive more insight and a deeper overlook of what these transits mean. All right, love, but let's go ahead and get into our pick a card readings today. It's 12:55 on the clock, so we are right on time with that 5-5 coming in. All right, so we are going to pull our pile choices today from the Druid Animal Oracle deck. And so we are working with animal guides for this month. All right, love. So let's see. We're going to pick pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Let's go one more shuffle to make sure they're all mixed up for us. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Okay. We have an extra one here. Should we do 4 piles today, loves? You know, I intended to do 3, but when I got started, I did hear we're going to be doing 4 piles. And I only got 3 crystals though. So I should have listened to that intuitive nudge. So that's a sign for someone. Listen to your intuitive nudge. And we're going to do 4 piles today, okay? So you know what I'm going to do? Actually, Spirit's guiding me to do pile 3 without a crystal. I've never done this before, but we're going to try it out, okay? So pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. So we're going to start with pile 1. All right, pile 1, you have the frog. You have the frog here, and if you prefer to pick with a crystal, I picked out some on-theme crystals for the fall season, the autumn season, the spooky season that we're in. So for pile 1, we are starting with the flower agate mushroom, and I love that this has mushrooms on it. It's so in alignment there. So pile 1, you have the frog or the mushroom crystal, okay? And then pile 2, you have the eagle, okay, eagle. The eagle, and if you prefer to pick with a crystal, we have the Petrolite skull, right? Trying to keep it on theme with the spooky season that we're in. So pile 2, you have the eagle or the skull. And then pile 3, we're doing no crystal for pile 3, okay? So maybe somebody will be drawn to that. No crystal. We have the fox. All right, fox medicine for pile 3. All right, pile 3 of the fox, and no crystal, Spirit saying, okay? Really interesting, because usually I'd be like, no, we need to get a crystal, but we're honoring intuition in these readings, and intuition is really going to be highlighted for us in the month of October as well, deepening into those inner truths and allowing it to be reflected externally. All right, and so pile 4, let's see, we have the Blackbird. The Blackbird. And for pile 4, we have the little agate cat crystal, all right? The witch's cat here for pile 4. The witch's cat with the witch's bird, okay. All right, loves, so go ahead and make your pile selections. Pile 1, you have the frog. Pile 2, the eagle. 3, the fox. Pile 4, the blackbird. And once you know which card or crystal or non-crystal is calling to you, there will be timestamps listed for you in the description down below, or the chapters that you can click on, and it will take you directly to the beginning of your reading where I will meet you. Hello, pile 1. Welcome into your reading, love. So if you selected pile 1, you chose the frog card or the flower agate mushroom. All right, love, so we are going to start today by pulling your tarot cards. All right, so we are working with the Tarot of the Divine for pile 1. So let's see, what does pile 1 need to know for this October season, this October month. It's not really a season. All right, so with the frog, I'm hearing that you are leaping into something new, which also makes sense because you're pile 1, and 1s represent new beginnings as well, okay? But with the symbols here of the mushroom and the mushroom crystal, I definitely feel that what you are leaping to or leaping into, it's not necessarily, wow, we also have 1 o'clock on my clock right now too, 1 on the dot. So 1, there's definitely significant to you here, pile 1. You may be seeing sequences of the number 1, 1, 1, 1. It's 101 now. 101, okay, maybe seeing 11, 11. And Spirit's actually coming in and telling me to share with you. I usually share this with others. When you see sequences of the number 1s, or you see that number 1, take a moment to tune into what it is that you were thinking about or feeling at the time when you saw those numbers, okay? Just tune into what you were thinking about, what you were feeling, because there may be some insight in that for you, okay? And I saw this flipped over. We've got the 5 of Cups there, but we'll just keep it covered for a minute. Okay, you have an extra tarot card coming out. But what I was saying with the mushrooms, your messages are just flowing in here, pile 1. With the mushroom, this new beginning may be something that you have been allowing yourself to become familiar with. Okay, so maybe you have been educating yourself around this path before actually committing to it, before pursuing it. So some of you, maybe you've been going to school, maybe taking college courses, and now you're coming up on a moment of graduation, and now you get to actually leap into the career field or the career path that you have been working towards to align yourself with. Okay, there may be something else where it's not as structured in that, where it's like not as structured as going to school, then getting a job right after, having things lined up in that way. It may be something more kind of behind the scenes, where maybe you've had an interest in something and you've been maybe picking up books on it here and there, or researching things on it on the internet here and there, but you haven't really considered pursuing it any more than that. It's just been kind of a hobby, kind of something that you just study every now and then. Maybe it's something that people come to you and ask you questions about because they know you're interested in it and you have knowledge in it, but you've been thinking about, or maybe an opportunity has been presented to you now where you are able to take it a step further and turn this hobby or interest into a much more like prosperous pursuit. Okay, so this reading really feels connected to like career and finances and work. Okay, but let's go ahead and see what your tarot cards are. So we did have the 5 of coins flip out and over for you, and because this jumped out, I am definitely feeling that this is very much connected to like career, finances, and money here, where there's something that maybe you've been a little bit worried about. Maybe you're worried about taking this leap of faith on yourself to try something new. Okay, if you resonate with that message around going to school, taking classes, developing your education, and now you're finally transitioning from being a student into actually having to do the thing and show up and put into practice all the knowledge, the wisdom, the skills that you've been practicing, but you actually have to put it to the test and start allowing yourself to receive compensation for your skills and knowledge. That can be a very daunting task, very daunting, like crossing over, almost like crossing of the batons. And it can also be daunting for you if you fall on the other side of that, where I shared, maybe it's just something that you've been looking at as a hobby. Maybe there's other people around you who see it as just a hobby and not something that they take very seriously in the sense of a business pursuit or career pursuit. But this has been on your mind. You have the frog here guiding you to leap forward, guiding you to try this. But let's go ahead and see what else we have with your tarot here. Yes, we have King of Cups. This is going to bring you emotional fulfillment. This is going to allow you to shine. This is something that you are very skilled at, something that you're very wise at, something that you enjoy doing. Like, it's something that you probably don't even make money around right now. But again, it's like people come up to you and they ask you all these questions about it. And you just, because you're so passionate about it and you have the knowledge, you have the skill set around what it is that they're asking you, and it just brings you joy. It's like a passion of yours that when they ask you, you don't even think twice about it. You just start sharing that information with them. You just start giving to them, but you're not getting anything in return. And so sometimes it can feel a little bit depleting. It doesn't feel as fulfilling, okay? The energy of enjoyment in itself is where the fulfillment comes from, yes, but you are thinking about pursuing this in a deeper sense, in a way where it can also return an extended sense of support to you, okay, where it's not just something that fills your cup up in your day-to-day. It's not just something that fills up the cups of other people who are in need of your wisdom, skills, and knowledge, but it can fill up your cup in multiple ways, where it can essentially come to this point of being able to provide deeper sense of safety and security, financial support, financial abundance to you as well, okay? We also have the Emperor. Number 4, the Emperor. We have Knight of Coins. All right, new beginnings, new financial beginnings, new abundant opportunities, and we have the King of Swords. Yes, you know your stuff, pile one. Like you know your shit, and you know you're the shit, when it comes to what it is you're wanting to pursue. Like, you have either put in a lot of time and money to go to school, go to college, take courses, hire mentors, hire coaches around what it is that you're wanting to pursue. So you know your stuff because you put in so much time and money into it, or you put in so much time and money into just studying this on your own and teaching yourself, reaching out to mentors on your own, maybe paying for classes here and there. But either way, you've put in a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of energy into developing your skills and your wisdom. And even though you may have not necessarily been pursuing this path from the mindset of wanting this to bring you compensation, wanting to support you financially, this is a path that will be able to provide you with that sense of financial security and abundance that you are seeking, or that you may not be seeking. You may not be seeking it in that way. And I don't think you were seeking it in that way. It was something that you were doing just because you felt really passionate about. Even if you went to school for it, I'm almost getting this message around where you're like, yeah, but if you went to school for it, you resonate with that message, where you may be thinking like, yeah, but I went to school for it. I always knew that this is a path that would allow me to eventually turn it into a career and make money. But there are other nuances as to maybe why you went to school for this. You know, like maybe you didn't have to take the option of going to school and taking these classes and signing up for these mentorships, you know, such as, you know, maybe you had other people influencing you to go to school and take these classes or helping you along this path. Or there's also that other aspect of this is just something you were really passionate about, and you always knew that you would go to school for this, to pursue it, to learn more about it and develop your skills in it. And so even though at the end of the day you may have had that end goal to allow yourself to step into the lines of pursuing this as a career field, as a career path for yourself, which would of course then bring in this energy of compensation, financial abundance. It wasn't like the precipice. It wasn't the ultimate reason as to why you were doing this. And so when you finally reach that quote unquote finish line, or reach the path of the mountaintop where you get to leap into being able to put yourself out there in a new way, in a way where you can start charging people for your skills, for your services, or you can start making deals with employers to sign contracts to receive salary, to receive compensation for it. It's time you're able to do that now, okay? And what's coming into is like it can be a little frightening, okay? It can be a little frightening because you've put all this time, money, energy, and effort into it from a sense of emotional fulfillment, from a sense of passion, from a sense of interest. But now it's giving you this opportunity to give in return to you what it has given to you already. Like it has given you a deeper sense of emotional fulfillment and excitement, and maybe like a relief in some way. But maybe you've struggled financially, especially with this 5 of coins here, maybe not always knowing how you're going to make ends meet. Okay. And again, you probably weren't obsessing over or constantly thinking that this pursuit, this interest, this passion, this hobby was going to bring you financial abundance. But you're at this point now where you get to start anew with this passion. You get to see it in a new light and explore it in a new light and make something more of it, okay? And Spirit is coming in and saying that there could be some fears around this because it's always been a passion of yours. It's always been a hobby of yours. And when you start to associate it with this sense of charging money for it or making salary deals for it, it can, what's the word? It can like, the Spirit's not even letting me go there with the explanation because it's not going to do that to you. Okay, but you know what I'm saying. So I'm seeing here that you are thinking that you don't want to move forward with charging others for your services, for your skill sets, or signing contract deals for, hourly pay or salary pay, because once you start charging for this, you feel as though you might lose that sense of passion, that sense of urgency that you feel in having interest in whatever it is that you're interested in, whatever it is you're thinking about turning into a career or a business or some type of financial career pursuit. But Spirit's saying they weren't even letting me go there with the explanation, because that's not going to happen. You are so passionate about this, you're so skilled about it, that it's not about the money. Like, yes, it's about the money. It's going to bring you money. It's going to bring you abundance and financial prosperity and a deeper sense of physical security that you may be seeking or needing. But it's really about the emotional fulfillment that you're already receiving from this, and how you can deepen and expand that sense of emotional fulfillment by stepping into the energy of the Emperor and showing people exactly what it is that you know, and what your sense of worth is in knowing these things and having this skill set. Okay, like, you are very wise and you deserve to be compensated for that wisdom. You're already doing this for free. Why not start charging? Why not start signing contracts where you can also make some money and provide for yourself in other ways than just that sense of emotional fulfillment? Okay, and if you come to a point where you decide that you don't like being compensated, or you don't like the deals that you're making, or maybe there are people that come to you who aren't able to provide you with what you're asking for in terms of financial compensation and things like that. Woo, we got the cards flying out here. That's okay. You can then assess at those times and those moments to, maybe make some deals and arrangements with people who could benefit from your services, from your wisdom, from your skill set, that will allow you to feel good and allow the receiving parties to also feel good. Okay, love, so we are pulling some tea leaf cards here. Let's see what your tea leaves are. Okay, so we have Vine. Seek out information that will help you. I feel like this is you. People seek you out for information that will help them. Like, you are the vine. We also have Vase. Secret admirer. People are wanting your skills, wanting your wisdom, wanting to work with you. Rat. Someone working against you behind your back. And we have Haystack. Karma. You will reap what you have sown. Okay, so a little bit of a shift in a message here. So I'm seeing that there is someone, or maybe even a group of people, a community of people who have been keeping an eye on you. Okay, they've got eyes on you. I'm hearing evil eye protection, Eye of Nazar. You may want to get an Eye of Nazar symbol and wear it on your wrist, and maybe get a bracelet or a necklace, or put one up in your home. This will deflect any negative energy that is being cast towards you. Okay, also make sure that you are working on remaining within your own energy, okay, because we have this 5 of coins here, and this hesitancy to really allow yourself to dive head first and to leap into this journey. For some of you, there may be some hesitancy to really move forward with this path because of outside external influence, and it's not any influence that you may be really consciously aware of. Like, you may be embodying this 5 of coins energy from time to time, where you really think about pursuing this path, moving forward with this path, but there may be some hidden energies or thoughts of jealousy that are being cast towards you, and even though that's none of your business, it still may be affecting you. That energy is still very present, and so it's very important that you do some like protection, cleansing rituals on yourself daily. It doesn't have to take long, just when you're taking a shower or a bath every day, imagine that the water is cleansing you, removing any energy that has been cast upon you from other people, sending it back to the sender. Also, you can direct it towards the sun. The sun is very cleansing. So also going for a walk out in the sunlight every day. This is also a very powerful practice that will help you to remain within your own energy so that nothing can even touch you to begin with, okay? But this is also something that I feel that you're going to be working through. So there could also be some hesitancy for you to pursue this path, move forward with this path, because it will require you to step into this Emperor energy, this King of Cups energy, King of Swords energy, where you're going to have to be on your shit. And when you have to be on your shit and you have to take responsibility for all that you've learned, all that you know, and you have to provide a sense of service or skill set to an employer or to your clients or to your employees, you know, you have a lot of eyes on you. You have a lot of people that are expecting more from you. And so naturally you can allow this energy of judgment, judgment of self, or maybe misperceived judgments from others to come in and kind of prevent you from fully committing to this path and moving forward with this path. So this is a lesson that you're going to be working through, an energy that you're going to be working through to help you really align with this path and to just commit to it 100%. So that's why Spirit's coming in and really highlighting, really recommending that you work on those protection practices with yourself and make sure that you're remaining within your own energy at all times, because this path that you're walking into, even though you know your shit, you know your stuff, you've put in the time, energy, and effort to develop and expand your skill set to become a master, to become an emperor, to become a king of your craft, of your wisdom, you're still human. You still may feel that effect and influence of people projecting those external thoughts and energies onto you. It has nothing to do with you, everything to do with them, but it only becomes a problem for you when you allow it to affect you. And so you're also going to be learning how to navigate this new role of being the emperor, being the king of your craft, of your wisdom, of your business, of your job, of your career path. Like I said, you're no longer going to be a student. You're going to be graduating from student into the role of actually doing it, into the role of master, into the role of king. You're no longer an apprentice. You are now actually the very thing that you've been working towards, and it's time to own it. Okay. But yeah, with this rat card, I do feel that there may be like one or two little nuances of people who maybe like just casting this energy of jealousy towards you. So just be mindful of that. You may have to work through this energy of distancing yourself from these people, because I feel that, you know, you will feel that energetic influence come in from time to time, especially if you're physically connecting with them, like you're meeting with them for lunch and you start sharing with them about your ideas or your pursuits that you are now pursuing and walking the path towards. They may deflect a little bit or project a little bit with this energy of misunderstanding, which is really, it's really going to be like a projected jealousy where they may tell you things like, why are you doing that? You shouldn't be doing that. And it's really like just this energy of jealousy where they kind of wish that they were in your role and able to do those things. And so if you come upon connections like that, or just become aware of that type of energetic connection happening or influence happening to you, you may want to reflect and maybe distance yourself from those connections for the time being, just to protect yourself and your energy and the path that you're aligning to moving forward. Okay, love. Okay, so I'm going to move this to the side because we are going to pull your oracle decks or oracle cards from the Seasons of the Witch Mabon Oracle. All right, we got a little spooky deck to work with for our October messages of guidance. All right, so let's see. Also, I'm really drawing, we have two V words here, Vine and Vase. So there could be a name of somebody with a V. I'm hearing Vivian. Also Visa, somebody getting their Visa card. Yeah, okay. So the name Vivian may be significant to someone, or Viv. And then also somebody may be getting their Visa card, a little play on the words there. But let's see what your oracle cards are. We have Campfire, number 6. Do not fear opening your mouth and allowing your tongue to speak. Yes, this is the time to express yourself, to step into the light, to leap forward. The Spirit keeps coming in and saying, you know your shit. I don't usually say that. And I'm not sure if YouTube really likes it when we say things like that. But that just keeps coming up. Like, you know your stuff. You know it. It's time to speak outwardly about it and share your wisdoms, share your skill set with others. Let other people know what it is that you're doing too. You know, if you're having trouble finding a job, getting interviews, you're looking for a career, you're looking for a new job, a new position, maybe you're seeking a promotion, Spirit's saying to speak up about it. Nobody's going to know what it is that you're looking for if you don't share with others what it is that you're looking for. The universe isn't going to know what it is that you actually want to be connecting with, experiencing, and inviting into your reality, into your physical spaces, if you don't express it outwardly. Also, make sure that you're taking steps to bring this into existence. You know, if you need to get business licensing, go out and get the business licensing, get the application, fill it out, submit it. If it costs money, you have to invest money into it. Start setting the money aside, or dip into that savings, pull out the money so that you can pay for this and get the ball rolling with this pursuit. If you're starting to offer your skill set and wisdom as a service to others that you're going to start charging for, whereas before you weren't charging for it, start telling people if they come to you with questions and it's related to this business of yours, the service offering of yours, don't just give it out for free anymore. Say, hey, I would love to help you, but I had to start charging for this. This is now a business. These are my rates. Either you pay them or you don't, okay? But also, you know, you can let them know if you're willing to work with them, if they're unable to meet you halfway with your rates, okay? But just make sure that you're charging your worth as well, okay? But don't be afraid to open up and speak your truth about what it is that you are pursuing and offering and practicing moving forward. Wow, we have number 1 again. Ones are following us, and it's 122 now. All right, taking those steps. Apothecary cabinet. Without practice, without befriending them, they are strangers in your path. I love that. Without practice, without befriending them, they are strangers in your path. If you don't open up and tell the world what it is that you're doing, what it is that you're pursuing, what it is that you're offering, they are not going to know. If you don't open up and share with the world what it is that you want to do, what it is that you're seeking, they're not going to know. So get crystal clear on what it is that you want. You're already crystal clear on what it is that you want. Okay, the hows may be a little loose, may not be fully formed yet, all right, because you're at the beginning of that journey, but the only way you're going to get crystal clear on those hows is by taking the first step. You already have the first step in your awareness. You already know what that first step is. You probably already know what that second and third step is. It's time to start walking that path and putting it into practice, and also telling other people about it, okay? You know, I'm hearing that you may be very familiar with the world of manifestation practices, and in the world of manifestation practices, a lot of the times they say when you're starting something new to keep it to yourself. And even though you're starting something new here, this is something new that you're starting in the physical world. This is something that you're starting, that you're hoping to receive compensation and deepen your sense of security and support for yourself. And so this is something that you need to start opening up about, not keeping to yourself anymore. You've been keeping it to yourself for some time, but now it's time to kind of open up, share with others that you are no longer doing these things for free. You're no longer a student of this craft, of this wisdom, of these skills. It's time for people to start paying you. It's time for you to start receiving something in return for what it is that you're giving. In a perfect world, in the old world, you know, we used to receive physical support and security in the sense of trade. And so we no longer live in a world like that. And our sense of trade is now money. So we do still kind of live in a world like that, but we don't live in it in the ways where, you know, we would once support each other for our shelter, our food, our clothing, and things like that. Now we have to go out and buy it all on our own. And so the way to offer a sense of security and support in the sense of trade is through money, through financial abundance. And so it's okay to start telling people that you are no longer a student of your craft, of your knowledge, of your skills. You are now a master, you're an emperor, you are a king. You have king twice. And even though you're a knight on this journey of charging others, of aligning to the career path and aligning with this industry for the first time, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be paid, you shouldn't be compensated, you shouldn't receive what's going to provide you with a deeper sense of security for you to continue to show up and provide this skill set and wisdom to others in the ways that they are asking you to. Okay, love, so we are going to pull your last card now from the self-awareness card deck, and these are little journal prompts or questions. Well, they're questions that you can choose to reflect on and ask to yourself and reflect on the answers, but I do recommend that you journal out the answers to your question. So let's see, what does pile 1 need to work through? All right, come on, pile 1. Okay, you have 2 here. 2 came out for you. So the first one says, where am I called to use my voice right now? Right there with campfire. Where are you called to use your voice right now? You have a soul script that was written to be spoken. Your story matters, and it's time for you to share it with the world. Your soul action. Share your story with at least one person today. Be brave and speak your truth. Your voice will be the catalyst for healing in others. Your voice is the catalyst for healing in others, and your story deserves to be heard. It deserves to be shared. There is something magical, something very beautiful that you have to offer this world, and it deserves to be heard. It deserves to be received. People are waiting for you to speak the truth about what it is that you're pursuing, what it is that you're sharing, what it is that you're providing service to out in the world now, and they want to hear from you. They want to hear what it is that you're offering, what it is that you're sharing, because you have a beautiful, unique, divine skill set. Even if the knowledge you possess is, maybe it's something that other people have taught to you, other people have written about, you are receiving and translating this information in a very unique way. And there are people out there who will receive what it is that you're sharing in only the ways that you can translate it to them. Okay, not everybody receives and perceives information in the same way. And the people that align with you to receive your medicine, to receive your wisdom, to receive your insight or your skills or your services, there are very specific people who will only be able to understand and relate to this information in the ways that you're sharing it and speaking it. So do not be afraid to take this leap on yourself, because there are people out there waiting to receive your medicine, to work with you, to hear your voice, to hear your expression, and to provide you with a sense of support in return through physical compensation and also celebratory emotional fulfillment of assuring you that you're amazing, that you are the emperor, that you are the king. They will provide you with that sense of emotional validation that you may be seeking. You don't need it. You already know your stuff. You already know you're the shit. But it still feels good when people say, wow, you really know your stuff. I want to continue working with you. Okay. And then your last card here is, what if it was easy? What if it was easy? Stop looking at this as being hard. Stop looking at it as being challenging. The next step, that's all it is. It's just a step that you have to take. And once you start taking that step, once you start putting into practice and taking the action steps to get there, once you start opening your voice and talking about this, you're not going to be able to stop, because it really is that easy. The only thing blocking you here is that clarity that you're convincing yourself that you don't have, but you do have the clarity. It doesn't have to be hard. Call in the universe, the stars, the angels, and all their powers. Find the solution. Would you take the next step if it were easy? It's time to expect ease, call in grace, and receive guidance. You are supported. Yes, you are supported. Your soul action. List 10 possible ideals for your soul's current calling. Lean into ease. It's here. You just have to say yes to it. This is a beautiful confirmation of everything that we have talked about in your reading pile 1. So I'm going to leave it there and just really encourage you to list out these 10 possible ideas for your soul's current calling. What is the best case scenario for what you want to experience, what you want to happen moving forward? What if you start speaking your truth? How do you want others to respond? What if you start telling people that you're now charging for your services? How do you actually want them to respond? All right. What if you submit that job application? How do you want to want the employer to respond? What if you tell your boss you want that promotion? How do you want them to respond? Okay, so you may not know the hows yet, but let's not get attached to the what ifs that are not going to serve you. Focus on the positive, the ideals. focus on what would happen if it were easy and it came to you like magic, because it's going to come to you like magic once you start to get the ball rolling and move into these spaces of physical action. So it looks like you have a really beautiful outlook for October 2025. This is the first reading that I did, of course, pile one, and so this was a very beautiful beginning to the October 2025 readings. I thank you so much for tuning in and allowing me to channel and deliver these messages of guidance, love. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, I do offer them, and I also have a special going right now for end of year readings before we launch the most popular readings that I share, those new year readings. So if you would like to get a little bit of insight on what's going to happen for you over the next 3 months, the last 3 months of the year, you can send me a DM on Instagram at selfunity, and we can book a personal reading for you to see what guidance you need to receive for the end of the year. But just know that I'm sending you so much love and healing energy and wishing you a beautiful month of October. Until next time, bye, love. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your October 2025 reading. So if you chose pile 2, you selected the Petrolite skull or the eagle. All right, love, so we are going to jump right into your reading today. So we are going to get started by pulling cards from the Cozy Witch Tarot deck. And while I'm shuffling, I'm going to share a little bit about Eagle Medicine here. So the Eagle Medicine is all about gaining perspective, okay? Allowing yourself to shift your perspective and look at things from a different viewpoint. It's really about this perspective of zooming out and seeing the situation for what it truly is and from a higher perspective, okay? So I'm getting this guidance here for pile 2 that some of you may be asked to sort of take the high road during this month of October. There may be some situations, challenges or obstacles with connections, relationships, or just experiences overall where you're just going to possibly have to just kind of let things go and to just allow yourself to see the situation for what it really is and not what you're really hoping it to be, and choosing to walk away from something because it's not what you had perceived it to be, and you're now able to gain crystal clear clarity on the situation and see it for what it actually is, instead of what it may have been presenting itself as on the surface level, okay? All right, Eagle Vision is also about tapping into the sense of your higher self, tapping into the wisdom of your higher self. And so you may also be receiving some deeper intuitive truths, intuitive downloads, maybe expanding on your psychic gifts and abilities throughout this month of October, learning lessons of how your intuition communicates with you and speaks with you and guides you. All right, so this is also a month of really tuning in and trusting your intuition. Even if you can't quite see the manifestation of what it is that you're feeling intuitively, it's still very important that you honor and follow that intuitive calling, because in the long run, you will thank yourself for really trusting in your intuition. Okay, but let's go ahead and see what your tarot cards are. So we have the Queen of Wands. Replace your self-doubt with self-confidence. We also have 12, the Patient Witch. Learn to get comfortable with sitting still whenever necessary. And this is the Hangman, and it was in reverse. I don't usually read I don't usually leave my reversals reversed, but with the Hangman being reversed, very interesting here, because this is all about shifting your perspective. But it seems here that you will have already allowed yourself to really shift your perspective, and you're already able to see the bigger picture of what's really happening here, what's really going on beneath what's being presented to you on a surface level. We also have the King of Swords. While you have 2 court cards here, we can all learn important things from one another. The King of Swords also came out in pile 1's reading. And we have 4 of Wands. Family is whoever makes you feel the most safe and comfortable being you. Okay, yeah, pile two. You are going to be taken through situations and experiences that really ask you to choose yourself, to put yourself first, and not just yourself, but also to put the relationships and connections and experiences that are most important to you. And Mr. Kitty coming in and telling you, yes, listen to that message there. So you may hear my cat in the background. But yes, this month is about putting yourself first and following what your intuition is speaking to you. Again, even if it doesn't quite make sense yet, okay? And so this is really in connection to relationships and physical experiences. So for some of you, this may also be about a job, but it's about like connections that you have in the physical world. So one, relationships that you have with other people, or relationships that you have with specific environments, such as a job, maybe like a community center that you're a part of. Maybe you like play sports with like a group of people or with a specific community. Maybe you're a part of a like church community. Some type of like not a system. What is it called? Like an institution. So maybe even like you're going to school, but something happens this month, or you become aware of this just like through intuition. You become aware that something feels a little bit off about the connection that you share with this institution, with this community, or with this person or group of people. And even though you may not have valid proof in the physical just yet, your intuition will be speaking to you, and you may have a sense of validity through like a series of events. So maybe like red flags just going off here and there through certain experiences that you have had to maneuver through with this person or with this community. But enough red flags have kind of signaled you that now it's time for you to really reflect and make a decision to up and disconnect and leave this connection, leave this relationship, or disconnect from this community, from this institution fully, and really choose yourself and choose to honor what your intuition is speaking to you and where it is guiding you. Okay, so let's see if anything else comes through. Okay, lean on your family for support. Lean on your close friends for support, okay? So lean on your loved ones for support as you work through this time, because it may be a little bit challenging mentally and emotionally to come to this understanding, to come to this conclusion, and have to just up and leave something that you've been connecting with for some time. It doesn't feel like it's an extremely long-term connection. It feels like something that you may have been connected to for a couple weeks to a couple months, maybe 2 years time, which I know in hindsight it can seem like a long time. That is a lot of time to invest into a relationship or a connection, but it's not something that has been happening for such a long period of time, like years and years and years, that it's going to be something that takes a long time for you to heal from. But it's still something that you're disconnecting from. It's still something that you're going to choose to let go of, because you are not receiving from it what you are giving to it, and you may not be receiving from it what you were promised. So maybe you're working at a job and the employer told you that you would be doing a specific list of duties, and then they just start piling on these new job tasks and duties to you. Maybe you've asked them for a raise because of all these added tasks that they're giving to you, but when you ask for that raise, they tell you no, tough luck, too bad, that's what you agreed to, that's the contract that you signed. And so they're just not being reciprocal, and they're also not being honest with you about what your duties would be, what your tasks would be assigned to you when working this job. And there could be a multitude of series of events that have added up to you making this decision that there's some red flags going off, there's some shady stuff going on beneath the surface, that it's time for you to disconnect and leave this job behind. Same thing with a relationship. Maybe you've been involved with somebody in a romantic relationship or a friendship-based connection for a couple months, maybe a year's time, and you keep making all the plans. Maybe you're the one that's making all the plans. Maybe you're the one that's always like paying for the things when you go out, covering the bill, catching, giving them rides and all these things. And it's not really reciprocal. They're never texting you first. They're never reaching out to you first. They're never offering to cover the bill. They're never offering to pay for gas and just things like that. And so you've had this like series of red flags go off in this connection where you're recognizing that it's not reciprocal, you're not receiving from it what was promised, you're not receiving from it what you're giving to it. And so it's time for you to really zoom out, have that eagle vision, and see this connection, see this experience for what it truly is and what it's actually offering to you. And you're no longer allowing yourself to hold on to these false beliefs of hoping and wishing that things will turn around, that they'll be able to see you for what you're worth, that they'll be able to respect your boundaries that you're setting, that they'll be able to offer you a sense of gratitude and respect for what it is that you're asking to receive from them. You know, there's just no reciprocity, and it's time for you to admit that to yourself and to make the changes that you need to make to put yourself into better connections, better experiences that will offer you that sense of reciprocity and love and commitment that you deserve and that you are worthy of. Okay, love. So this may be a little bit of an emotionally challenging month, but we have the King of Swords and the Queen of Wands, and we also have the Four of Wands here just guiding you to reach out and to connect with your loved ones for a sense of support as you work through this transitional time. But also with the Queen of Wands and King of Swords, it's like you just know it's time, and it's really providing this energy of freedom. Like you're finally going to feel this sense of freedom, this sense of relief from no longer having to connect with something that's just weighing you down. You're no longer going to be connecting with something that's dragging you down, that's making you feel not so good because it's not giving you in return what you're giving to it. And now you'll be able to direct and channel all that energy that you were giving to something that wasn't giving back to you, to yourself. And it's just going to really light you up. It's going to allow you to embody this Queen of Wands energy and to just fully step into your sense of self-confidence, your sense of trust in yourself and in your intuition. And it will help you to align with connections and experiences that are better supporting you. So in a couple, by the end of the month, couple weeks time, you won't even think twice about the decisions that you've had to make of leaving these situations, people, and experiences behind, because what's coming in to take their place is just so much better. It's so much more rewarding, it's so much more fulfilling, and it's ultimately reciprocal. Okay, so you have 2 tea leaves fall out, so we are pulling some tea leaves now. So we have February. Okay, we've got a month. And then we have Stork, news of a birth or a new business opportunity. So you have 2 birds here, Stork and the Eagle. Let's get 2 more. Mice, discord among friends or family. Yes. Okay, and let's see what your last tea leaf is here. So with the mice, discord among friends and family, that's definitely the energy that you're going to be working through, where there's a discord with someone else, but it's almost like they don't recognize that there's a discord, or like they don't recognize that they're the ones causing this discord between you two. All right, we're gonna pull like this here. Okay, let's take this one. And so you're the one that's having to recognize that, there's just a lack of reciprocity in this relationship. And it seems like maybe you have addressed this before, such as maybe asking your boss for a salary raise, telling them that, this isn't the contract that you signed up for, this isn't the task list that you agreed to, and they just don't care. You ask them for a salary raise and they tell you, too bad, tough luck, you agreed to work for us, this is what we're having you do. So there's no reciprocity in that, and it may have caused this energy of self-doubt, but you're coming in to replace that self-doubt with that energy of confidence, with that energy of trust in yourself and your ability to really move yourself out of those spaces that want to instill that sense of self-doubt in you and kind of harness this energy of having a power over you when they really have no power over you, or they're about to find out that they really have no power over you because you're choosing to see the situation for what it is and move on from it. Okay, we also have, wow, I split the deck and pulled Eagle. Wow, look at that synchronicity of Eagle twice. crazy. I love when we have synchronicities like that. So you have triumph over troubles and obstacles. And this is really the energy of what you're working through this month, where, oh, I was going to say this, where I feel as though you've been coming into this awareness. That's why October is presenting itself as a very positive, transformative month in you making these decisions and choices, where you have known for some time that these red flags are going off. You've known for some time that things are not working out between this person, between this job, between this boss, this coworker, whoever, whatever it is, between this community, this institution that you're a part of. You have known for some time that it's time for you to move on. You know that you're not gaining from it what you're giving to it. And so this month of October, it has this energy of this sense of freedom, this sense of relief, in you being able to finally say enough is enough. I'm moving on. I'm letting you go. I'm leaving you behind because I'm not dealing with this anymore. I'm no longer going to allow you to tell me that I'm not good enough, that you're unable to give to me what I'm giving to you, that you're not able to put in the effort, time, and energy that you're putting into this relationship, this connection, or this commitment. And so you're really putting in that, you're really taking back that energy and putting it back into yourself. And so even though, this says there's troubles and obstacles, you're triumphing over them because you've already been aware of them. You've already addressed them as challenges and obstacles, and you know what you need to do in order to make way for the solution to come in, and the solution's already very present to you. Okay, so with this February in store here, I feel that there is new paths opening up for you, new business opportunity. If this is about a career or a job or something going on with your boss, there will be work after this. There will be new opportunities available to you. I feel that there are already new career opportunities available to you. It's just a matter of you saying no to what you're feeling guided to say no to. Okay, this is where the message around trusting your intuition is coming in. So you may be receiving this insight to leave something behind, leave a connection behind, leave your job behind, even though you may not have valid proof of having something lined up just yet. But your intuition's telling you it's time to move forward. It's time to let this go. And so once you let it go, then it will open up the pathways for new things to come in and fill in those gaps, and open up, ways for new opportunities to come in. Okay, so if your intuition is telling you to do something, this is where the challenge is. This is where the communication, like learning how your intuition communicates with you, is coming in for you this month of October. It's teaching you how to really trust, honor, and listen to your intuition before you can see that valid proof that something is available to you, that there is a new path available to you. Okay. So new business opportunities, new connections coming in as well. And I feel that things will come full circle for you by February, okay? So even if things don't seem to line up right away, Spirit really wants you to take this time to really focus on the relationships and connections in your life that are very supportive, that do reciprocate all that you're providing and giving back to them. They're giving back to you, honoring you and gifting you with this sense of love in return. Okay, but until about February, that's when you'll start to see this culmination or this return of energy and what it is that you're leaving behind. So if you're leaving a romantic relationship behind, you may not quite feel ready to put yourself out there and start dating again until February timeframe. If you're leaving a job behind, leaving a career path behind, you may not have everything closed out, or you may not have a new job lined up fully until February timeframe. Okay, so things like that. So whatever it is that's being removed from your life, whatever it is that you're letting go of, you're saying goodbye to in this month of October, what's going to come in and take its place will not be rooted in solid foundation, committed foundation until about February timeframe. Okay, and that's going to go by so fast. I know it seems like it's a couple months away, but it is going to go by so fast. And again, it's going to provide you with this moment to, one, really be with yourself, honor yourself, get crystal clear on what it is that you want to experience, what it is that you want to fill in those gaps and fill in those spaces of what you're leaving behind. And two, it's also going to offer you time to spend with your loved ones who do love you, who do support you, and offer you reciprocity in return. All right, love, so let's go ahead and pull your oracle cards now from the Seasons of the Witch Litha Oracle. Oh no, this is Mabon Oracle. So this card stayed on the table, so we'll take that one. And let's get one more. Okay, oh, we have two more. Okay. So we have, wow, Witches Gathering. Gather in power, come together in grace, unity is rising, and all will be embraced. These cards look exactly the same. All right, Witches Gathering cards here, family gathering. Okay, yes, this is just further confirmation that this is allowing you time to deepen the bonds that are already very supported and loving in your life. And for some of you, may also be forming new bonds with others that show you what it is that you were missing from these other connections and communities that weren't being reciprocal to you, that weren't giving back to you what it is that you were hoping to gain from them. Okay, we also have number 10, Cranberries. Devour the truth and let it sink into the depths of all that came before and all that will come after. Yes, you're coming into the realization, into the truths of what's actually happening. You're seeing the true perspective of what you're actually dealing with. Okay, you're not just allowing yourself to believe the illusions of what's being presented to you on the surface level. You're diving deep and you're seeing what's hidden beneath the surface. You're seeing the hidden truth of what people are not speaking to you, what they're not sharing to you, but what they're showing you physically, what they're showing you in their day-to-day, what they're showing you in their actions. Okay, I'm hearing that saying, like, don't believe what people say to you, believe what they show to you. Okay, and people are showing you things. They're showing you the truth of who they are and what they really think of you through their actions. Okay. Autumn Equinox, number 3. Nothing is whole without the acceptance and acknowledgement of all. Nothing is whole without the acceptance and acknowledgement of all. So with this card here, I'm getting a little bit of a shift in energy. Well, one, it's a confirmation where you are recognizing, you're accepting the truth of what's actually happening. But what I'm also getting is that there is something coming into alignment for you, but it may be a little bit further down the line, so it may be connected to this February timeline here. Which is interesting because February is the second month and then March is right after with the third month here. So around February, March time frame, there's something that is trying to come into alignment for you, okay? But it starts now. It starts with you really honoring yourself, tapping into yourself, and providing yourself with this sense of trust in yourself, this sense of trust in your intuition. And so Spirit's saying, they're saying to allow yourself to align with and practice things that just feel good to you. Things that allow you to access a sense of confidence within yourself. Things that allow you to speak your mind, to speak your truth, and to celebrate you for speaking your truth. You know, when you say something, when you ask for something, it is received, it is celebrated, it is honored, it is listened to. It is supported, okay? Those are the things that you really need to be practicing and aligning yourself with. And through giving yourself time and grace to put that into practice and to continue doing that every day, there's something very magical that's going to align for you and come full circle by the beginning of next year, February, March time frame. Okay, I know this is an October reading too, but what you release from your energy field right now, the relationships you release, the physical spaces you release that just are not supporting you, the thing that's going to come in and replace it will come in by February, March, and it's going to be something greater than you could have ever even imagined. It's something that you've really been asking for. It's something you've been hoping to receive from this person that you're cutting ties with. It's something you've been hoping to receive from this boss that you're leaving behind, that they just couldn't give to you. But you're going to find the spaces and the new connections and relationships that will be able to give it to you. And they will be able to allow you to sort of reconstruct your views and perspectives on these types of relationships and connections. You'll be able to see that you really can have it all. You can be supported. You can be celebrated. You can be honored and listened to in all the spaces. You can receive reciprocity. All right, love, we're going to pull your last card now from the Self-Awareness card deck. And these are questions that you can choose to reflect on, though I do recommend you journal out your answers to these questions. So yours says, am I in my head or in my heart? Okay, are you in your head or in your heart? What is the quality of your self-talk? Your brain is like a muscle. If you condition it daily, the fears and limitations will take over. Mastering your thoughts is about being the creator of your own life. Where your head meets your heart is where miracles happen. Your soul action for today. Today, master your mind. Watch an inspiring video, do some EFT tapping, read an empowering book, or write out all the reasons why you believe in yourself and your dreams. Okay, love. This is something that you're really going to be working on and developing over the course of the next few months. Again, I know this is an October reading, but this month of October, I'm also feeling a little bit of that eclipse season energy that we just worked through in September. It is a fresh new start for you. All right, you're on a fresh new start, a fresh new path to reconnecting with your intuition in a new way and developing a cohesive relationship between your head and your heart. Okay, which makes sense because you have the Queen of Swords here and the Queen of Wands. All right, so where you're finding this sense of balance within your head and your heart. And so even though there may be this need to really reinitiate this sense of balance with your head and your heart because you've been allowing yourself to remain in spaces and connections that are not supportive of this sense of balance within yourself, you leaving that behind, you letting it go, will naturally allow you to restore that balance within yourself and to rediscover what brings a sense of peace, what brings healing to those fears and limitations that you've been holding on to, and that sense of self-doubt over yourself. It will allow you to bring healing to that and to release it, and to again focus on things that are more positive and uplifting and supportive to yourself. Okay, but this is a journey, so go slow with it. Give yourself grace as you work through this path, as you work through this journey. You know, if you go through this back and forth space as you're letting go and releasing from these relationships, communities, and connections that you're leaving behind, it's okay. Give yourself grace every time you return and just try again tomorrow. Okay, you will get there. Eventually you will be 100% fully just choosing yourself, trusting in your intuition and what is best for you, and only choosing things that fully light you up, that fully feel in alignment to yourself, to your center, your head and heart center. All right, and you will be able to see the bigger picture and where you're being guided to, even if you can't see it in the physical proof just yet. So over the course of the next few months, you may want to write this down or screenshot this. You may want to do some of these practices to help you work through this energy and to come into this sense of balance within your head and heart and that trust in your own intuition. So watch an inspiring video, do some EFT tapping, read an empowering book, or write out all the reasons why you believe in yourself and your dreams. Okay, love? So those are your messages for your October 2025. If you enjoyed this video, please give this. If you enjoyed this reading, please give this video a thumbs up and let me know down below what it is that you're releasing, what it is that you're working on letting go of. I would love to be of support to you on this journey. And if you need a little extra support or more personalized guidance, I do offer individual personal readings. You just have to send me a DM on Instagram at selfunity, and we can help you as you work through this energy over the next couple months. I would love to be of support to you on this journey, love. But once again, I thank you so much for tuning in. I'm wishing you a beautiful, blessed month of October. Until next time, bye, love. Hello, love. Welcome into your reading to those of you who selected pile 3. So if you chose pile 3, You chose the Fox card, and we didn't have a crystal for pile 3, so it's just the fox that drew you in. So we are going to get started by pulling cards from the Wildwood Tarot deck. And we are tuning in to see what your messages of insight and guidance are for the month of October. So pile 3, while I'm shuffling your cards, if there's anything that you have been working through or anything that you would like to ask and receive guidance around, go ahead and take a moment now to ask those questions and set those intentions, and trust that you will receive the answers, the guidance, exactly when you're meant to. Okay, so we have 12:33 on the clock right now, so this is all about taking steps while also receiving support from others. And so with the fox card here, foxes, they're very curious creatures, they're very intelligent, and they are very resourceful. And so there is definitely something I feel that you are trying to gain, trying to receive. This message is also tied to the symbolism around you not having a crystal to choose from for your pile selection here. So it's almost like, foxes are always on the hunt for something, or they're always on the lookout for something. And so I feel here, without having a crystal choice, that's very symbolic to your energy. That's very symbolic to what you're going to be working through throughout the month of October, where you may kind of keep looking over your shoulder, looking ahead of you, trying to see what's available to you. But it almost feels like this energy of not receiving or coming up empty, okay? And so this is something that you're going to have to work through, something that you're going to be working to overcome. But let's go ahead and get a little deeper on that and see what your tarot cards are. So we have the Seer, okay? This is the High Priestess in traditional tarot. We also have Five of Bows, Empowerment. I'm really drawn to, on the Seer's card, she has like an owl pelt around her, okay? So this also symbolizes wisdom. The High Priestess, of course, is a symbol of wisdom as well. And then we have Five of Bows, Empowerment here. Wow, we also have Zero the Wanderer. This is the Fool in traditional tarot. So you have 2 major arcana, and they're right at the beginning. And then we also have 4 of Arrows, Rest. Yes, okay, so pile 3, I feel like October is going to be a month where you are continuously trying to make something happen. But again, you're kind of coming up empty-handed. Something is not playing out as you are hoping it to. And I really feel that this month is going to teach you the importance of balance between your head and your heart space, where you are trying to force something to happen, but it's not yet time, and it's not yet time. This is also a new beginning, okay? This is a journey that you are just beginning to walk upon or receive insight on, okay? So even if you're not on a new path, you're not starting something new as a whole, okay, what I'm seeing is that there is new information coming into you, okay? And so this information could be connected to something that is going to require a long-term commitment, or it's just going to require you to understand that in order for you to overcome this challenge or this obstacle, in order for you to receive what it is you're hoping to gain or receive from this experience, it's going to take some time. It's a long journey, and you're at the beginning of understanding or realizing or gaining insight into just how much time this is going to take, okay? Now, on the other side of this message, I'm getting that for some of you, you're going to continuously be coming up empty-handed on your pursuit to make something happen, to receive something, to align with something, because you are needing rest. You're putting in all this effort, all this energy towards something, but you are almost like heading for burnout. And it's not that you're really truly burnt out, it's just that you're not listening to your intuition. You're not listening to what you're feeling internally and what is manifesting externally trying to get you to really slow down and to look within and to follow that internal intuitive guidance that you're receiving. It's like you're really caught up in the physical and just wanting to make things happen, wanting to jump from one thing to the next and trying to force something to happen, trying to force yourself to blossom and bloom into this beautiful butterfly before it's even time to emerge from the cocoon. And then you're unable to even find the flowers you need, the food that you need to pollinate, to carry yourself forward. Okay, so it's really like this energy of not taking care of yourself and jumping when it's too soon, jumping before it's time for you to jump. And you are very much aware of that, pile 3, okay? I feel like it is a little hard to get your message out too. Like, I'm just like, okay, what else do we say, Spirit? What else do we see? When usually my messages come in really rapidly, very, very rapidly. And so this is the energy too that Spirit really wants you to embody. They want you to just be present with yourself, to just slow down and just be still. Just be still. And maybe to also let your guard down a bit. I feel like you're always having your guard up, kind of like the fox, always on the lookout for what's next. What's the next thing you can tend to? What's the next thing you can manifest? What's the next thing you can call in? Who's the next person you can call? Who's the next person you can go hang out with? Who's the next person you can have a business meeting with? What's the next task you can do? What chores need to be done? And you just keep going through this cycle of really trying to busy yourself, that you're not giving yourself time and space to just slow down and be still and be present with yourself and life overall. There's so much more to life than just doing. There's also this other dynamic of just allowing yourself to be, to just be as you are right now in this moment, to tune into your breath. Recognize that you are always breathing in this magical abundance of oxygen. It's giving you life. It's giving you breath. And that in itself is enough. You are enough just as you are sitting right here listening to this reading, just breathing, just tuning in. And if you're like, Spirit's coming in and they're saying, if you're listening to this reading while you're doing something else, that's distraction. You're not really being present with all the things that you're trying to do right now. Like, you're listening to a reading that's got a couple sides of your brain going on. Maybe you're like doing the dishes, so that's got your hands busy. That's also got your mind focusing on scrubbing the food out. Maybe you've also got like the TV playing in the background. That's like splitting up your presence between multiple things, trying to do all the things. And it can cause these delays in your ability to, one, provide yourself with a sense of self-care, with a sense of presence, recognition, and reflection. And it also delays you from receiving the things that you're trying to receive in other aspects of your life, because you're just constantly trying to busy yourself with all these things in order to make it happen. But you're not allowing yourself time and space to just slow down and allow yourself, your body, your mind, your heart to regenerate, to reflect on all that you've already done, all that you've already accomplished, all that you've already experienced and received. Without reflection, there is no direction. Without reflection, there is no direction. So slow down this month of October. Give yourself permission to just reflect, to just be present. If you are in the Northern Hemisphere, we are heading into the darker seasons, the cooler seasons. The sun is going to start disappearing. We're going to have less sunlight available to us. And so this may be a call for you to surrender to that cycle and to allow yourself to just go within your own little cave, maybe go into hermit mode for a bit, so you can tap into and see the truth of what your intuition, what your higher self, what your high priest or priestess self is trying to show you about yourself and all that you've already accomplished and all that you need to surrender to within yourself to be able to move forward with a lot more fluidity, with a lot more sense of direction, a deeper sense of clarity, and a deeper sense of using your resources appropriately. All right, applying your wisdom from a space of intuition, and not just applying your wisdom from a space of chaotic need to distract and busy yourself and just jump to the next thing, so you can make something happen, so you can make something come of it. This is also giving this energy where some of you may be battling with this concept of needing to be somewhere or have accomplished something by a certain time in your life. Okay, so some of you may be thinking to yourself that you're getting a little bit older, or you are just reflecting on your life, or maybe not reflecting on your life, okay? And that's where this busyness is all coming from. But you have this subconscious belief built into yourself that, maybe you're getting a little older, or, maybe you're not even thinking, like, I feel like you're not even thinking about that. It's very subconscious. And so, like, your subconscious is telling you, I thought I would have this, and this done by the time I was this age. And so you're allowing yourself to become very overwhelmed with, like, busying yourself to try and make these accomplishments or perceived goals that are connected to how much time has passed in your life, or to the age that you are at now, or the age that you're going to be soon. And it's allowing you to lose sight of what's actually available to you right now, and also lose sight of everything that you truly have accomplished in your life, and allowing you to give yourself permission to celebrate those accomplishments, those experiences. No one in life is ever where they plan to be, when they plan to be. Life has a mind of its own. We all get taken on journeys of our own for our higher self, for our highest good, and for the lessons and experiences that our souls agreed to come to, or to experience and to maneuver and work through. And so Spirit is asking you for the month of October to really slow down and to surrender to yourself, and to tune into the truths of what you're feeling, to allow yourself to go into those subconscious beliefs that are playing out in this sense of really busying yourself, being really distracted, trying to get all the things done, but with no direction. Like, you're trying to get all these things done, but you don't have clear direction, because maybe, again, you're operating from these subconscious beliefs that you're supposed to have things done by a certain age, by a certain time in your life, or there's other subconscious beliefs that are playing out in your life too. I keep picking up on like worthiness wounds. Maybe you're feeling as though you have to work really hard in order to be worthy of receiving whatever it is you're trying to receive, but the energy keeps falling flat. You keep missing the mark and not receiving what you're trying to receive, because you have these unhealed subconscious beliefs around your sense of worthiness. And so in order to bring healing, understanding to any of those subconscious beliefs, you have to allow yourself time and space to go within and reflect on what those subconscious beliefs are, and how you're allowing yourself to operate in your day-to-day, how you're allowing yourself to move about your day-to-day, and why these blocks, these physical blocks, keep coming up, even though you keep doing all the work, putting in the time, energy, and effort to make something happen, but it's not happening. And it's because of these subconscious beliefs, these subconscious truths. They're not true, but you're holding on to them as truths. And you need to go within and reflect on what those beliefs are, and learn how to reframe them, how to dismantle them, how to decondition from them, so that the energy can free up, and the things that you're trying to receive, you're trying to align with and experience, can flow in. And again, so you can use the resources and the tools that you have much more efficiently. And so you can use your time and energy much more efficiently. Because again, right now, you're not taking time to rest and reflect. You're just kind of jumping from one thing to the next, trying to do all the things. And it's just delaying your ability to manifest and receive. So let's go ahead and pull your tea leaf cards now, pile 3. Okay, I'm going to put these up here, but we have 2 that flipped out. So we have rainbow. The most difficult part of a situation is over. We also have the rainbow right here on the Wanderer card. So 2 rainbows. We also have arrow. You are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. All right, let's get 2 more tea leaves. I'm going to take these top 2 actually. Okay, let's see what we have. We have roots Oh my gosh, we have the fox again. This is so wild. This just happened in pile two's reading. I am shook, y'all. The synchronicities of these readings. Okay, pile two. So you have the fox twice. So you have the Druid from the Druid animal deck. That was your selection. You chose the fox. And then from a different deck, the tea leaf deck, you have fox. And I am so shook right now because this happened in pile two's reading as well. Pile two was the eagle. And then I drew the cards a little differently for pile two. I had to split the deck because they weren't coming out. And then we had the eagle come out from the tea leaf deck too. Wow, I'm so shook. Okay, so fox says shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. And then you also have rooster, an arrogant, boastful person that you should not cross. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. We have a couple mixed messages here. So what I'm getting here, pile three, is that again, you have the resources, you have the tools, and you have the wisdom to make something happen in your life. Whatever it is that you're trying to align with and experience, you have some kind of goal that you are after. You're trying to achieve it. You're trying to receive it. And it is in your destiny to receive this goal because you have the seer. You are able to see forward that this path is possible, that it is available to you, that it is going to happen for you. But like I said, time is a big matter in the manifestation of this experience. And so some of you may also be losing sight of that. You're just really anxious, really excited to get to the end goal and to already feel it, to already taste it, to already hold it. But you're losing sight of the journey. Okay, that's why we have the wonder here. The wonder is all about going on a journey, enjoying the process. And so every time you try something new or you take a next step or you reach out to someone and things fall short, it falls flat, it doesn't manifest that big end goal result that you're working to, you may feel a little depleted, you may feel a little bit down because you aren't there yet. And so Spirit's really asking you to remove that end goal from sight. Okay, like just enjoy the journey for what it is. You have aligned yourself to this path. Okay, you're on the right path here. You're aiming your arrow, you're taking your shots. Here we have the arrows too at the five of bows, the empowerment. He's taking his shots. It's just that they're falling short because one, you need to bring balance back into yourself. You need to make time for space, time and space for rest and reflection. Okay, because right now it's like you're just moving through this phase, jumping from one thing to the next with no clear direction because you're not taking that time to pause, reflect, reassess where you've already been, what you've already experienced, what you've already learned, and then reapply it to the next steps on the journey. Another thing is Spirit's bringing me back around to that time aspect where you just want it to happen right now. But this is a journey. It's going to take time. It's going to take dedication. It's going to take you learning some lessons, making some mistakes along the way. It doesn't mean you have to throw in the towel and completely give up. When you allow yourself to rest and reflect, it doesn't mean you're throwing in the towel and giving up either. It just means that you're understanding the importance of you giving yourself time and space to process and reflect on what you've already experienced in your journey, what you've already accomplished in your journey. So another message coming in is when you make those small accomplishments, when you complete a task that is connected to getting you closer to that end goal that you have in sight, that you're holding on to so dearly, allow yourself to celebrate those small wins, because every small win is getting you closer to that big win, to that end achievement, that big goal that you're working towards, that you're walking towards. Okay, for some of you, I'm feeling with this rooster card here. Okay, so when I'm hearing the early bird gets the worm, okay, so some of you may be working on trying to like wake up earlier. We also have like the morning sunrise here. The wonder of the fool can also represent early mornings. And so early morning is going to be a very beautiful time. I'm getting two different messages, so take this as it applies. For some of you, this is going to be a great time to implement daily rest, reflection, and rejuvenation. So maybe wake up a little bit earlier to start your day for yourself. Don't turn your phone on yet. Don't check your emails yet. Don't call into work yet. Don't let them know that you're awake just yet. Just take an hour to 2 hours. Yes, an hour to 2 hours early. And just take that time to be with yourself, to just be still, to be out in nature. Maybe go sit on your back porch, your back patio, go walk to the park, watch the morning sun rise, watch it come up. Watch all the birds wake up. Watch all the animals start to wake up and come out of their burrows and bushes and the trees. Watch the flowers start to open up and direct their attention towards the sun, and you as well allow yourself to direct your attention to the sun. Okay, this is very important that you make time daily to just be present with yourself, because this will allow you to process and reflect anything that needs processing. It will help you to recognize where those subconscious beliefs are implanted in your mind and where you can bring healing to them, how you can bring healing to them. And nature is also just naturally healing. And so this will help you to relieve yourself of those subconscious beliefs as well, and help you to reframe them and to just witness and experience and be present with the beauty of life and the beauty of yourself. Okay, another message coming in with this rooster is that you may be waiting to hear back from somebody and you're not getting a response from them. So if you have already sent a million messages to them, you keep reaching out to them and they are not getting back to you, Spirit's saying, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Okay, rejection is protection, and it is also redirection. And if you were really betting on or hoping for that communication or that connection to advance you on this path, it is a block for a reason. Okay, it is a protection. It wasn't going to work out in the long run, so Spirit's not even allowing it to happen now. The universe is not even allowing it to happen now, because it's not going to benefit you in any way, shape, or form. And if you allow yourself to reflect on how much stress, anxiety, and time you've already invested in trying to just get this individual to respond to you, you will realize and recognize that, maybe that's not the best relationship for you to have moving forward. Okay, because you're the only one that's reaching out and responding, and you keep asking them to submit a response. We have 5 on the clock now, 12:55. We keep trying to get them to respond to you, but they're not responding to you. Is that a reciprocal relationship? Is that the type of relationship you would want to be connected with around, whatever it is you're trying to connect with them for, whether it's business, romance, partnership, contracts, landlords, is that the kind of relationship you would want to have with them when you have problems or inquiries in the future? Do you want to be waiting on them for weeks and weeks to respond to you? Probably not. So Spirit's coming in and saying, let it go, let it go. And if they get back to you in a couple of weeks' time, you can reflect and reassess if you want to continue with that relationship. Maybe there's something going on in their life that was preventing them, but really Spirit's coming in and just saying, let it go. When people show you who they are the first time, believe them. Okay, they're not going to change unless it was something really drastic, but Spirit's coming in and saying, probably not. Okay, they probably are just passing it off, saying they'll get to it when they get to it, and you are worth so much more than that. Okay, so we are going to see what your oracle cards are now from the Seasons of the Witch Mabon Oracle. So we have Haunted House 22. The things that haunt you are the things you have yet to let go of. Yes, there's something in your past, something in your subconscious beliefs. We also have 2 right here below the 2, the High Priestess here. There's something in your past, something in your subconscious belief that is still something that you're operating from. It's like a conditioned belief that you're operating from. So maybe out of fear, out of worry, out of urgency. And this is why you're being guided to really slow down in this month of October and to go within yourself, tap into your intuition, Start bringing awareness to those subconscious beliefs, and this is going to free up so much energy in your physical spaces that it will allow things to flow in with a lot more fluidity, a lot more peace and harmony, and quickness. There will be like a quickness to it where you'll be really receiving the things that you are hoping to receive, that you're hoping to align with. Okay, things aren't working out right now because there's something in your subconscious belief that is preventing you from receiving it. And so it could be, one, maybe you're not believing that you are worthy of receiving it. Two, there was another thing we talked about. I feel like it's around worthiness. It's also, there was another one that we were talking about, but it just slipped my mind, so it'll come back if it's meant to. Okay, we also have Apothecary Cabinet with 1. Number 1, without practice, without befriending them, they are strangers in your path. Yeah, okay, there's someone that you're trying to really connect with, but it's like they feel like a stranger to you. This could even be somebody from your past I'm seeing here. So this past belief or conditioned belief or experience that you're still operating from could be connected to someone from your past where you're still maybe subconsciously allowing them to have influence or control over you. So maybe things that they had told you and you took on as truth for yourself. You believed what they said about you, even though it's not true to who you are on a core level, on a soul level. And so you're needing to go within and allow yourself to cut ties and remove those beliefs, those the beliefs that you're holding around those experiences from your subconscious mind. Okay, you're needing to bring healing to that. And so with that, Spirit's also recommending doing some energetic healing practices. So Reiki is coming up. So Reiki may help you to become aware and locate what these subconscious beliefs are, what experiences and connections they actually stem from. Although I feel for some of you, this may be a little bit more recent. This may also be something that you've just carried with you from childhood. So you're already a little bit aware of it. It's just you don't allow yourself to be aware of it in the day-to-day, and so you try to busy yourself with this sense of urgency, with these distractions, to try to just make things happen, but they're not happening in the ways that you're wanting them to, or they're not providing you with the results that you're seeking for them to. And it's because you're still holding on. Your body, your memory body, your energetic body, your spiritual body is still holding on to these subconscious beliefs and these experiences that were implicated on you from these past experiences and connections. And so you're needing to do some spiritual work to help yourself reframe and relieve yourself of these subconscious beliefs. So one, Spirit's recommending Reiki healing to do this. Another one is EFT tapping can help you reframe your subconscious beliefs. The most powerful EFT tapping sessions are the ones that affirm what the negative beliefs are, what the beliefs are that you're holding on to, and then they transmute them, they transform them into the beliefs that you want to replace them with. But this can take time. You can't just do one EFT tapping session and then hope for it to change and transform everything. It's something that you're going to have to work at and practice daily, because I feel that these beliefs are really, really rooted in there, and we really need to bring deep awareness and transformation and healing to them. Okay, it's something that, again, it could go as far back as childhood, or it could have been implicated on you from a long-term relationship or connection, or it's just something that you've continuously told yourself, even though it's really not true to who you are and what you're deserving of and what you're capable of receiving and experiencing in this lifetime. You have this end goal, this end dream, this vision that you're working towards because you are meant to receive it. You are meant to experiencing it. The only thing that's holding you back from receiving and experiencing it is these energetic blocks that have been infiltrated into your system from outside and external influences. And it's something that, again, you just took on as your own, even though it's not your own. It's not something that comes from your heart space, whereas this vision, this goal that you have, that you're working towards, that does come from your heart space. It's just that there's this little tinge of misalignment there that we need to go in and clear out. Okay, and so that's why Spirit's really recommending energetic work, EFT tapping, also daily meditation, and just spending time with yourself daily. Okay, Spirit's also recommending journaling, which we are going to pull a card from the self-awareness deck, which has questions that I always recommend you journal out the answers to, because it will provide you with a deeper sense of clarity and understanding as to what it is that you need to work through with this question coming out. Okay, so I'm excited. That was a good segue into pulling your self-awareness card. So let's see what your question is. And this is the last card I'll be pulling for you. Another thing Spirit wanted me to talk about, wow, we have 1:02 on the clock now, is numbers. Okay, so you may be seeing numbers, you may be learning numerology or getting interested in numerology, or just seeing sequences of specific numbers. And so I'm just going to list off the numbers I'm seeing. So first, of course, the 1, 2, okay, maybe even 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This signifies taking steps. Then we also have 2 sequences of 2s, 22, 2, 2, 2. You may also be seeing like 2, 2, 2 with 4, so like maybe 24 or 22, 22, 44 or 24, 24. This is the number of growth, of success, of completion, of balance, continuing to move forward, continuing to take steps on your path. And then the last one that I'm seeing is 1s, 1, 1, 1, 11, 11 on the clock. Also like hundreds, like seeing 1s with the number 0. This is new beginning, transformation, assurance that you're on the right path, keep going, new information coming in, and new insight. Okay, that was a lot. So take care as you integrate and process the messages from your reading today, love. All right, but let's see what your last card is. Let's see what your journal prompt is. Okay, it doesn't want to come out. Let's see. There we go. Wow, look at that. Full circle moment, coming back around to exactly what I said in the beginning of your reading. Are you in your head or in your heart? When you are jumping from one thing to the next, doing those chores, doing those tasks for your work, for your business, doing all the things for the kids, for the spouse, for your lover, for your mom, for your dad, for your aunties, for your uncles, when you're doing all these things for everyone else except you, are you in your head or your heart? Let's see what it says on the back here. What is the quality of your self-talk? Your brain is like a muscle. If you condition it daily, the fears and limitations will take over. Mastering your thoughts is about being the creator of your own life. Where your head meets your heart is where miracles happen. Your soul action today. Today, master your mind. Watch an inspiring video, do some tapping, EFT tapping there, read an empowering book, or write out all the reasons why you believe in yourself and your dreams. Yes, every day write out what your dreams are and remember your why. Ask yourself, why are these your dreams? You already know what your dreams are, and even though Spirit did guide you to kind of let go of that end goal and to focus on the journey, focus on what is happening for you right now in the present moment, we also want you to really remember the why. Why are you after these dreams? Because that's where things may also be falling a little short for you, is that you're losing sight of the why you started on this journey in the first place, okay? And so for some of you, I'm getting this example of, you know, maybe this is like a business pursuit or a pursuit with your career, and you've lost sight of why you started this journey to begin with because of money problems or financial issues or financial concerns, or like abundance coming in great quantities and just getting really distracted and obsessed with the numbers. Okay, that's why we have the numerology coming in too, like just focusing on the numbers. Maybe you're a content creator and you just are constantly seeing how many views, how many likes you have, and not really remembering what your message is about, what it is that you're sharing, why you're sharing, or who your audience is, or who you're sharing for. Okay, maybe you're like writing a book and you're just like so wanting to get it done, get it finished, get it out there. You have already have a publishing agent that's working with you, but again, they're all about the numbers. They're all about the deadline, deadline, but you're just missing sight of why you started this story in the first place. And you're just so focused on getting the deadline done that you're kind of losing your sense of connection with the story and why you started it in the first place. Okay, so there is this need to slow down and reflect and remember your why. Another thing with this card, I think this card came out in pile 1's reading as well. So if you feel called to, if you were torn between pile 1 or pile 3's reading, you may also want to tune in to that reading. But of course, always listen and trust your intuition first and foremost above all. Okay, but this is it for your reading today, pile 3. I am so grateful and honored that I could bring forth these messages of guidance for you. It looks like October is going to be a great month for you to surrender to yourself and to surrender to bringing healing to yourself, to those subconscious beliefs, to those blocks. And so it may be a little bit emotionally heavier, energetically heavier, because you're going to be clearing out a lot, transmuting a lot, and bringing transformation to a lot. But Spirit does want me to come in and share with you that you will be supported on this journey. You are supported on this journey, and you're very resourceful, you're very wise, and pile 3, you are so worthy and so deserving. It's time for you to start believing in that and remembering that. All right, love, so that's it for your reading today. I thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this reading, please give this video a thumbs up and make sure that you subscribe to my channel, Self Unity, so you can catch the next reading. Until next time, bye, loves. Hello, pile 4. Welcome into your reading. So if you chose pile 4, you selected the Blackbird card, or you chose the Crystal Agate Kitty. All right, love, so I'm going to set this aside here. Let's make sure you can see it. All right, and we are going to start by pulling your tarot cards. And for pile 4, we are using the Tarot of Tales deck. So while I'm shuffling pile 4, if there's anything that's been going on in your life, a situation, experience, or relationship that you would like to receive guidance on, or if you have any questions you would like to ask and receive guidance on, just take a moment now to set those intentions and ask those questions, and trust that you'll receive the answers, the guidance, exactly when you're meant to. All right, love, so you have the Blackbird, okay, and this is set, the card, the illustration is set in a night, kind of like dusk setting, and so I definitely feel that there is something in the month of October that will be illuminated from you, something coming up from the shadows. There's also some ancestral wisdom, ancestral healing, or knowledge that may be coming to the surface as well. Maybe you're learning something about your family history, or you're learning something about a family member. Maybe a family member is learning something about you. All right, maybe there's something you're going to be sharing and celebrating about. Also, something may be taking flight for you very soon too. So I'm just seeing that there's something that's been like hidden beneath the surface, something that you haven't been opening up and speaking out about. You've kind of been keeping yourself quiet, but you're going to start to open up and start to express the truth of this. I keep hearing like, you know, how birds sing their song. They have that songbird where you're finally going to open up and express your song, share your song with others so everyone can hear the beauty and the truth and the wisdom that you have to share, that you have to express with others. But it does feel very connected, like a close connection with like a family member or close friends, your support group, your community. All right, but let's go ahead and go a little further and see what your cards are. So we have 3, the Empress, and yes, the Empress is the mother card. So again, family is being highlighted. Some of you may be learning about pregnancies in the family, births in the family, maybe celebrating somebody finally giving birth, like the time has come. Yeah, celebrations. There may be also some knowledge or wisdom coming through about a mother figure in your life, or maybe your mother, and you're going to be sharing this information or wisdom or experience with your family members. But also I'm just getting like a mother figure, so an auntie, a grandmother, maybe a mentor who you consider to be like a mother figure in your life, maybe sharing some information or wisdom with you in the month of October. I was speechless when I turned this over. For the Emperor, this is the Father card in tarot. We have the mother and the father. So mothers and fathers are being highlighted, ancestral wisdom, ancestral knowledge. We also have all the birds here, so birds are also going to be significant. I'm also hearing like the birds and the bees. Somebody is having a baby. And take that as it resonates, okay? Because I don't always like to share about pregnancy messages that come through, but we cannot resist it in this reading because we have the Emperor, which is the mother card. This is also the card of like giving birth, and that may also be metaphorical to some of you, but with the Father card being here and already discussing that, if you chose pile 4, if this is not something that's already on your mind, then it's most likely not applicable to you. But if this is something that you've been kind of keeping hidden, like maybe you've already known that there was a pregnancy brewing, you're already aware of it, this is the time where it's going to start to be publicized, where you're going to start to open up and share with your other family members about it. Or there's somebody in your family who's been keeping this hidden from you, and they're going to start to open up and share with the family members around them, you, the family member connected to them, that this has been kind of brewing in their own little cauldron, in their own little home, in their own little spaces. But let's see what else we have, okay? Because yes, that is so synchronistic there. Okay, we have Page of Swords with another Blackbird. Okay, Page of Swords, new beginnings. And then we have 5 of Cups. Okay, so for some people, whether or not you resonate with the messages around birth, pregnancy, motherhood, fatherhood, Spirit is coming in and saying that the month of October may be a little bit emotionally and mentally challenging for you to navigate. Okay, there is something that you are learning about, something that you're gaining wisdom around, and it is very connected to familial ties. And for some of you, this could be historical, like historical information that you're learning about with your family members. So something that maybe you never even considered being connected to with your family, or like your family having ties to or connections to or experience with. But it's something that's, it's a little bit heavier, and it's going to take some time for you to come into complete understanding and acceptance of this experience, of this information. And it is going to bring up some challenging waves of emotions that you're going to have to work through and process, which of course will also bring up some new ideas, new thoughts, and opinions about your family lineage, your family ties. So very unique message we're getting here for pile 4. Let's see if we can go a little deeper, because it's very straightforward. And for each of you, the information, the wisdom that you connect to and that you learn from, it's going to be different for everyone. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 on the clock right now. I'm also realizing we have 3, 4, and 5 here. So this is also about moving forward, taking steps. For some of you, I'm seeing too that the information that you're like quote unquote learning about in the month of October, it actually may be connected to something that you already had intuitions around, feelings about, where maybe you kind of suspected that this was going on beneath the surface. You already suspected that your family was involved in these ties, these connections, but you didn't want to admit it to yourself, or you just didn't have valid proof. You didn't have like somebody telling you that this is true or not. And so when they finally share it and speak it with you, it's not going to come to you as much as a shock as it would have. Okay, but for some of you, it will be a little bit shocking. You had no idea about this. But there's another message coming in here. It keeps slipping in and out. Oh, so if you already had an inkling about this, or maybe you already had this information, and so what is being presented to you in the month of October is like opportunities for you to mend the sense of like distrust or distance or disconnect that was sort of initiated with you learning about this information. So maybe you learned something about somebody and you decided to distance yourself from them for some time so you could process what it is that you learned about them or about the situation. And in the month of October, you know, maybe because the holidays are coming up, or maybe because of this birth announcement, whatever it is, there's something that's being presented to you that's allowing you to kind of extend the bridge, extend an open hand, an open heart to kind of reconnect and mend through this struggle, mend through this obstacle together, and come back into union as the strong family unit that you are. Because I feel like you are very connected with your family lineage, with your family line, your family members, just because we have the Emperor, we have the Empress, the Emperor, and then we have all these birds here, and they're all blackbirds, which symbolize ancestral lines, family lines. Spirit's wanting me to share that when crows recognize, when you take care of crows, or someone in your family takes care of crows and they befriend them, the crows will remember your genetic makeup for centuries. Okay, so there could also be somebody in your family lineage from years and years and years ago, you know, 100, 200 years ago, who befriended the crows and took care of them. And so blackbirds or crows may also be kind of following you around from place to place. And this is because they recognize your genetic makeup, your family line. And so they are trying to kind of offer a sense of protection and guidance to you as you work through this energy. And it could also be an ode of like an ancestor, maybe somebody that you've never met or really known about, that is supporting you from the other side. And they like send these blackbirds, they send the crows, or even like ravens or magpies to kind of guide you on your path and offer you support and healing as you work through this energy, or even just in your day-to-day. Okay, so very specific message for somebody there. If the crows are following you around and you keep telling them to leave you alone, it's because they recognize your genetic makeup and they are trying to connect with you, or an ancestor has sent them to sort of be a guide, be a protector for you as well. Okay, and Spirit's also saying you can give them a gift if you feel called to. They love peanuts. You could give them some shiny things, and they'll bring you gifts back as well. But the ultimate gift I see here that they are providing you is with protection, this energy of protection. And so you are protected in this journey as well, even though you're learning some things that may be a little uncomfortable, may not be something that you really want to be sharing about or working through the emotions of. You are safe and protected on this journey, and you have a strong family unit, very strong family unit with the Mother and Father card here in the tarot. Okay, I'm really drawn to the Empress holding a shovel. And so some of you too, you may be trying to dig up some dirt on somebody in your family unit, or maybe just somebody close to you, maybe a partner, a spouse. And Spirit's just saying to be very mindful of this, and to just know that when you start digging up dirt on somebody metaphorically, you know, you have to be open to the possibility of coming across things that you may not necessarily want to find or know about. And so just keep that in mind. You know, why are you doing this? Are you doing this to genuinely learn more about this individual? Are these things that you could just be directly asking this individual about instead of sneaking around trying to dig up dirt information on them? Can you just ask them directly? Okay, I almost feel too like with the Emperor here right next to the Empress with her digging things up outside, it's almost like here on the Emperor card, they're like kind of having a closed meeting. And so maybe you feel like people are having closed meetings behind your back, and so you have to do a little digging behind the scenes. But Spirit's guiding you to just be a little bit direct, come straight forward, come out with it straightforward with them, and just ask them what's going on, what are you talking about. Let them know that you can take it, you can handle it, even though, just be mindful, it may be a little bit emotionally challenging, mentally challenging. It may form some new thoughts and opinions around these individuals. There was another message coming in, but it slipped out. It was around having a meeting. Okay, it'll come back. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull your tea leaf cards here. Your messages are just flowing in. I hate when the messages slip out like that. It'll come back if it's meant to. Okay, so we have November popped out of the deck here right onto my lap. Months of the year, November. All right, so you may debris, coming into a space of peace and clarity around the month of November from this situation, from what you're learning about. All right, so just try to take it easy during, there we have the stork. We'll take that stork with the news of birth or a new business opportunity coming in. Oh, intervention. That was the message. Okay, so somebody may also be like trying to get an intervention together for a specific family member. Maybe it's for you. You don't really like the information that they're sharing with you in this intervention, or, you know, maybe it's for another family member that's really close to you. And it could be causing some tension on the relationship. You know, it's not something that you really want to have to do as a family member with your loved ones, but there may be this need to have some type of intervention with a loved one, or, you know, maybe your family's doing this with you. And so just be mindful, be open to listening to them. Try not to be so reactive is what Spirit's coming in and sharing here. Allow yourself to process your emotions openly, outwardly. Be truthful in your experiences, your emotions, and your thoughts. Okay, so let's see what your tea leaves are here. So we have lightning, control your anger or you will be sorry. And we also have scales, keep your life in balance. And then we have the stork here. You didn't read this one. It says news of a birth or a new business opportunity. And then you actually have an extra one that wanted to come out, beetle with good fortune. Okay, so we've got a lot going on here. So again, confirmation for somebody that there is a birth announcement coming up, especially with this Emperor and Empress card right next to each other, and then all the Blackbirds, which symbolize family units, ancestral lineage as well. So lightning bolt here is reiterating that there may be some shocking news coming in, okay, and you're being guided to really allow yourself to process what you're feeling emotionally, but maybe allow yourself to process it in appropriate times. Okay, so if you resonate with what I said around interventions, if you're creating an intervention for somebody in your family unit, or maybe you're sharing some personal information with somebody in your family or multiple people in your family about something that you're working through, that you're experiencing right now, they may not take this information very well. And so there is this guidance coming in to just kind of, you know, keep your emotions closed in the like appropriate times. Like allow yourself to express your emotions in the appropriate setting. So if you're having an intervention with somebody, you may want to kind of keep a strong head about you. You don't want to see you don't want them to see you breaking down, because then they may not take you so seriously. They may not understand the gravity of the situation. On the other hand, you may want to also allow them to see you break down a little bit, so they can see the depths of how they are causing this pain or this turmoil or this struggle amongst you and other members of the family unit or of the community. Okay, but yeah, Spirit's saying to just kind of work on, like this month will really be asking you to really work on managing your emotions and knowing when to express them outwardly versus when to maybe hold them in a little bit and wait until you know you're in the privacy of your own home, your own private spaces, to process and work through those emotions and the new thoughts, ideas, and opinions that are coming up for you. Okay, scales, things are coming into balance with this information coming out. So things have been hidden beneath the surface for quite some time, or, you know, maybe you've been keeping a secret, others have been keeping a secret, and with this information now coming out into the light, this is now when the healing can take place and transformation can start to begin. So I know your reading has been a little bit heavier here, but Spirit's coming in now with this subtle energy of light and love. This is all happening to get you back to a space of love and connection and trust with yourself and with the community that all this information is stemming out from. Okay, this is bringing things back into balance so that you can feel the effects of this good fortune, so you can feel the effects of the strength and the love that is present and has always been present in these relationships, in these connections. You have a very strong family lineage. Like this is like deep ancestral healing that you're coming into the awareness of, deep wisdom that has been buried beneath the surface, that it's like, it's time. Your family's like, enough is enough. It's time to bring this out into the open. It's time to bring healing to this. It's time to bring love to this. And so this is really the beginning of transformation, of celebration, of reconnection. And so some of you may also be connecting with family members that maybe you've written off, and now they're coming back into your life. You're coming back into their life. You're reconnecting with them in new ways. And it could possibly be the birth of a child, a descendant who's coming in to help bring healing to these connections. It could also be new opportunities, new business opportunities, new creative projects, creative passions, or new practices, hobbies that you're going to be bonding and connecting with your family members over in order to rekindle these connections. Okay, let's go ahead and pull your oracle cards now. We are going to pull your oracle cards from the Seasons of the Mabon Oracle deck. So let's see. Oh, Mr. Kitty is awake. So you may hear him in the background. All right, so let's see what your oracle cards are. So we have Mead and Wine, number 25. Your presence embodied, tasting the pleasure flowing through your being. Yes. Okay. Let's see what this one is too before we get into the message. Wow, we have 3 root vegetables. In those hidden places where most fear to go is where the most nourishment is waiting for you to behold. Yes. Okay, so with these 2 cards, Spirit's saying if you have something to say, say it. If there's something on your mind, it's time to share. It's time to open up and speak the truth about what it is that you know, what it is that you see. If you have a question, if you have a curiosity about something that you want to deepen your understanding around or bring peace and healing to your suspicions about, ask those questions. Be very straightforward, be very direct, and just allow yourself to be open and honest about what it is that you want to know, what it is that you see, what it is that you feel. Allow yourself to be truthful with what you're experiencing in the present moment, okay? And some of you, I feel that there may be some fears if you're celebrating like a birth announcement or a new business opportunity or rekindling connections with past familial relationships or past friendships or romantic relationships. There could be some fears around this in connection to sharing this news with other people in your life. But I'm seeing that there is a celebration waiting to be had here. There is a space of openness, like open arms, people wanting to come in and support you on this journey. And this, again, is going to bring balance, restore this sense of balance within your life and within these connections. Now, with this November card here, Spirit is saying it may take a little bit of time, but not too long, okay? This is October predictions, October insight. So it may just take them about a month to a couple weeks to fully come around to this information, to this news, and to finally open up and want to celebrate this exciting new transition, this new information with you, okay? Also coming in, you may want to be eating more root vegetables around this time. Maybe you're going to be making mead and wine. I'm also seeing like fire cider, apple cider vinegar mixtures, maybe doing some canning and things like that. So that may be a specific message for somebody. Also owls. Birds are very significant to you, but the owls represent wisdom. And then again, the crows, the blackbirds, the magpies, the ravens. And the stork. We also have the stork there. Wow, birds, birds, birds. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull your last card now, pile 4. So we are pulling a card from the self-awareness deck. And these are questions that you can quietly reflect onto yourself, or I really recommend that you journal out the answers to your question. So let's see what is pile 4's question. Okay, we'll take that one. Wow, look at that. Are you letting fear stop you? Are you letting fear stop you? Are you experiencing a mountain of fear right now? Are you stalling, freezing, or giving up? The juicy secret is that you are the boss of fear. You are unstoppable, but it's up to you to see that by taking action. Your sole action today Today, be brave and do it scared. Choose one fear and move through it. You are in need of a hero, so that is who you will become. You are the only one that can bring healing, peace, clarity, and closure to whatever it is that you're trying to learn about, whatever it is you're trying to seek information around, whatever it is that you need to share and speak up about. You are the only one who can bring closure to that and end this looming sense of fear that is kind of guiding you to dig deep, to dig into the dirt, and to dig into yourself. It's time to tap into that fear, allow yourself to feel it anyways, and to gain control over it by just doing the thing that you need to do, asking the questions that you need to ask, speaking up and sharing the truth about what you see is happening with other people and the relationship that you share with them, or speaking up and sharing the truth about what it is that you're experiencing, what it is that you're birthing, giving life to, wanting to begin, wanting to renew, wanting to rekindle. It's up to you to open up, be brave, do it scared, and to just speak your truth. Allow yourself to express the truth of what you're seeing, what you're thinking, and what you're feeling. All right, pile 4. That is it for your reading today. I thank you so much for tuning in and allowing me to receive and deliver these messages of guidance to you. These were a little bit heavier messages that came through for you, so I really recommend that you take care when processing and integrating these messages and working through them this month of October. If you need a little extra support or more specific and personalized guidance, I would love to be of support to you. We can work one-on-one. You just have to send me a DM on Instagram at selfunity, or you can also comment down below what it is that you're working through, and I love to respond in the comments just to give you a little more support, a little encouragement as you work through these experiences that you're going to be working through in the month of October. Okay, loves, but again, that's it for your reading today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this reading, please give this video a thumbs up and know that I'm sending you so much love, and I'm wishing you a beautiful month of October. Until next time, bye, love.